What's up Multiverse, Dr. Dave here, welcome to the Geek Lounge. On today's video we're going to be unboxing some more Funko Pops. So we got 10 pops to check out, all but one came from FunkoEurope.com. I purchased them in that recent sale where if you spent more, you save more. So, where do we start? We've got all 10 off here to my right. You know what, let's do this one first because yes, I still haven't watched the show. We have the Funko Shop exclusive Possessed Meliodas from the 7 Deadly Sins. So again, haven't seen the show yet. You guys are probably as bored hearing that as I actually am saying it. I will get to it eventually, but I really do appreciate these 7 Deadly Sins pops. I know Meliodas, well, at least I assume he is the lead character from everything I've kind of read and trailers and everything that I've seen. He appears to be the main or the lead character, shall we say. But no idea what this is. Possessed? Possessed by what? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Please don't tell me because I will find out for myself. But yeah, as I said, the pop does look really cool with this whirling purple flame energy, whatever's going on, some markings there on the face. As I said, can't really talk too much about the character until I do watch the show, but I can also appreciate a really cool pop and was happy to pick this one up at a discount in that sale. I think I paid around £12 or something for it, which is pretty good for a brand new Funko Shop exclusive. And from one Funko Shop exclusive to another, the next pop we're going to check out, guys, is Yelena from Attack on Titan. And believe it or not, guys, but this is actually a recent release over here in the UK. It dropped on Funko Europe earlier this month, whereas I know it released in the US months and months ago. I know it released in Australia months and months ago. I always see it on Pop Culture, but we finally got it here in the UK and I guess Europe just earlier this month, so I could finally add it to my Attack on Titan collection. I saw it available on some of the other like independent retailers, but it was going for like 20 to 25 quid, and I was like, you know what, it's gonna drop one day. I remember I bought Pito from Hunter x Hunter from DJ Collectibles for 25 quid, and then literally a month later it finally dropped here in the UK when it had been out in the US for months and months and months. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna wait this time. And you know what, I actually benefited because again, got this in the sale, paid £12 for it. Again, a very good price for a recently released Funko Shop exclusive. Not really anything special with a pop, but you know what, it looks like Yelena, right? She had that kind of weird look. I always wondered if they would do the like crazy eyes, you know, when it's Armin who she's looking at, right? Because I actually did recently watch the dub. So I'd watched the whole show in sub, and then I recently have watched it all in dub with my brother, who's not really a big anime fan, but he thoroughly enjoyed it. And you know what, I have to say, I don't really want to get into that stupid dub sub war, just watch whatever you want, but I will actually say that, you know, there were parts in the sub that I preferred and parts in the dub that I preferred. So I think both can like have different aspects that you will enjoy. So just stop having that stupid war with each other, watch what you want, enjoy what you want. But yeah, otherwise, as I said, basic-ish pop, but really does look like Yelena with a pistol. Could they have really done much else? Probably not. I think it's decent enough. So sticking with anime, I picked up some of the recently released My Hero Academia figures. We have Mirko, Ojiro as part of the baseball OVA wave, and then the big bad, I guess we can call him, from Season 5, Redestro. So first up, we have the number 5 ranked pro hero Mirko. And now if you guys didn't know, the English voice actor for Mirko also voices Yelena. So we're actually doing 2 of her Funko Pops in a row. And now I really do apologise if I butcher her name. I've never watched interviews or even heard how her name is pronounced. Aneris Quinones. Again, I really do apologise if I have butchered her name. But yeah, 2 recently released Funko Pops for her to get signed at Comic-Cons if you guys were so inclined. The pop itself, really, really cool. And I mean, we're practically at the back where the white hair is dominant. She's on one of these clear acrylic bases, leaping through the air with this enhanced strength kick, right? Her quirk is rabbit. She kind of can leap and jump and be speedy and energetic like a rabbit, essentially. Kind of like her hair is in that kind of rabbit ear style design as well, right? We've got the hero outfit. I think it's a really great looking pop. I think Funko have done a really good job on it, but I generally think they do a pretty good job on most of their anime pops, and especially on the ones from My Hero Academia. So next up we have Ojiro, aka the martial arts hero Tailman. So as I said earlier, this was from that baseball OVA. I think it was just 2 episodes if I'm not mistaken. I only watched it like a year ago, but as I always say, my memory is pretty fuzzy. And one thing I definitely don't remember though is that they had their baseball outfits on. So they actually released a first wave which contained Mount Lady, Gang Orca, Shishido, as well as Fat Gum, almost couldn't remember there for a second, who also for some reason had a metallic Funko Shop exclusive variant as well. Very, very weird. And now we have a second wave which includes Ojiro, Jiro, Kirishima, and Kaminari as well. But yeah, as I was about to say before I went in a different direction, I'm pretty sure they were wearing their hero outfits in those OVAs, not these orange and then kind of like blue and white outfits that we've seen on the figures. Really weird. I love the fact we can see the tail. If you couldn't see his tail behind, I mean, he's Tailman, right? That would have just been stupid. That is his quirk, of course, having that tail, and obviously he's a like martial arts expert, right? But as cool as these are, like the idea to make them from, again, that baseball OVA, I just want Ojiro in his normal karate, martial arts, whatever you want to call it, outfit, right? It just would have been so much cooler. I still can't believe we have all of Class 1B and we're still missing a bunch from Class 1A. But yeah, this is the first Ojiro pop, and the reason I grabbed this now, I'm still umming and ahhing, but his voice actor Mike McFarland is actually going to be at MCM Comic Con London at the end of May. He voiced Buggy the Clown. I'm definitely getting that signed, and maybe a couple other things as well. But I was like, should I get this signed or should I not? Because I think I'd rather wait. I'm positive now that we've got one of him. They're just going to use that same head mold and then give him his actual like hero costume body, right? I imagine it will probably come in the next wave, considering we now do have this. But I think I'd rather get that one signed than this one, to be honest. But yeah, as I said, it's still a cool idea. Sliding in, maybe there's a specific term for that. I'm in the UK, don't know nothing about baseball. But yeah, as I said, would have preferred it in his hero costume, but still pretty cool. And speaking of cool, that is the exact word and more that I would use to describe the Redestro pop. Man, this thing is super freaking cool. I think Funko have done a really, really good job on it. Wasn't sure we were ever going to get a Redestro pop, and neither was the English voice actor Sonny Strait. If you guys didn't know, he voiced Present Mike in the very first season, but he then suffered a major strain on his vocal cords, which, I mean, it's like their career, right? They need their voice, their vocal cords, their voice box to be at tip-top condition to essentially earn their living. So he actually had to pull out, and Present Mike, the role was replaced, but he did eventually get to return to My Hero Academia as Redestro. As I said, he was like the big bad villain of season 5. What was his role? Like the commander? Was it the Meta Liberation Army? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I'm trying to think back now, because of course season 7 is the one that's coming this year, right? Season 6 last year, so season 5 was already back in 2022. But yeah, so cool. Like he had the stress quirk, and you know, he could essentially use stress and anger and whatnot to like channel that into raw power and grow parts of his body. And obviously we had the big villains battle. That was such a cool arc as well. So yeah, just a really cool pop. I think they've done a like really, really good job on it. As I said, there were others in the wave. There was a new Derby figure if you guys couldn't or didn't want to shell out for the New York Comic Con exclusive one. I think he had a glow variant. There is also a new Ochako figure. Not sure we needed another one of those, especially because it looks similar to that Funimation release. But again, that one's maybe a little bit more expensive now, so maybe they're just doing it so people can get one of her with a helmet and a hero outfit. I think it did have a Chase variant, if I'm not mistaken, as well, with a metallic finish. But yeah, as I mentioned, Sonny Strait, the voice actor of Redestro, he too is coming to MCM Comic Con London at the end of May, so I picked this up because I definitely want to get it signed along with both my Usopp and Sniper King Funko Pops, because yes, he voices that character in One Piece as well. So we got one more anime Funko Pop to check out, guys, the Earth Day Funko Shop exclusive Gon from Hunter x Hunter. I wanted to show you guys something real quick as well. Check how deep the box is. I don't know if you guys can make it out there. Let me actually just put Meliodas in front. There's so much more, like, well, I say so much more. It's about, what, 5-6 centimeters deeper. I think because the figure goes deeper with the base. As I said, this is for Earth Day. I think it's the 22nd of April, actually. I'm pretty sure it's the day before St. George's Day, which is April 23rd. And the box is made out of like 70% recyclables. At least it says something about that down here. And here's a look at the pop, guys, and you can see why the box is so deep. His hat goes all that way back, and then the fishing rod comes all that way forward. And I hate to use this word again, but it's the only one I really have in my vocabulary, guys. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. uber freaking cool. That is how I would describe this Funko Pop. I absolutely love it. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it is screen accurate though. I honestly don't remember like this happening too much in the anime. Definitely in the very first episode, he was fishing for something like a creature he had to defeat. It's been a long time since I watched it, so maybe it was from that episode, or did he then go and fish later? I just honestly can't remember, but as I said, a really cool pop, you know, sitting down on the grass, on the ground, fishing, so we get a little bit of like lake or river, wherever it is he is fishing. We've got, I think, a squirrel, isn't it? This bird in his hat. The hat looks great, kind of made up of leaves and stalks and whatever else the spiky bits are, going in that typical green outfit he had with his fishing rod weapon as well. It's just really cool. I think Funko did a great job on it. Just someone drop a comment below. Let me know, was this actually in the anime? And although we're done with anime, we do have one from animation, guys. I picked up the specialty series Invincible from his namesake show. And check this pop out, guys. It is absolutely super. There you go. A different word. And an apt one as well, right? For the superhero Invincible. Look at the cracked, I was going to say eye socket. It's not his eye socket, but I'm sure there's a more technical term for it, the eye part on his mask, all of the blood. So the specialty series version, I believe, I'm just going to double check. Yeah, the back of the box, the common version it shows is the exact same mold. It's just the fact that he has both the eye sockets in his mask and isn't bloody. So maybe that's a little bit lazy, but you know what? They did actually give us the really cool moment where he battles his father Omni-Man as well from that very first season. Speaking of which, I freaking loved that first season. Haven't watched a single episode of season 2 yet. I wanted it all to drop and then go back and rewatch season 1 because it came out such a freaking long time ago. I'm pretty sure it was like 2021 and I've completely forgotten what happened. Well, most of what happened. There's like small memories here and there. I definitely remember the end of the first episode because as big as a comic book fan as I am and as big a fan as I am of Robert Kirkman, I'd never read Invincible. So watching the animation was the first time I essentially consumed the Invincible IP, for lack of a better word, and so I didn't really know what to expect. And then, without saying too much, just in case people haven't seen that first season, and especially that first episode, the ending of episode 1, I was like, holy crap, man, like, yeah, I'm hooked on this show immediately. And then, yeah, the rest of the season, absolutely loved it. Great voice acting, great animation, fight, story, everything. I hope season 2 is just as good. And as I said, I will be checking it out. Well, going back watching season 1, watching that thing they did in the middle. It was like one special episode, I think. And then actually watching season 2, which I think will finish within the next few weeks, hopefully. For all my fellow WWE fans, we are well and truly on the road to WrestleMania. I mean, we've got 1 week to go, right? I cannot wait. 2 nights, 2 huge main events. I think it's going to be awesome. And to celebrate, I've got 2 WWE Funko Pops to check out. First up, the Funko Shop exclusive Sami Zayn. Now, I honestly can't believe it took so long for us to get a Sami Zayn Funko Pop, but here he is, guys. Now, I have seen a few people say too little, too late. The whole bloodline thing with Sami ended a year ago. Yes, the storyline is still going on, but his participation in the storyline, it ended at WrestleMania 39. And while I would agree with you, if you look back at some of the other WWE Funko Pops, particularly like Hall of Famers and Legends and things like that, they're often in outfits from particular matches or particular great moments, right? And when you think about it, this is like the biggest and, in my opinion, the best storyline WWE have done in years, this whole bloodline thing, and particularly when Sami was involved, you know, his relationship with Roman, the relationship with Jay, it was just like great television, at least in my opinion. I know some people, you know, that don't like the kind of soap opera-ness of the WWE, but I love it. I really enjoyed it. Yes, have they really let Sami down in terms of moving him on a bit more? You can maybe say that. I find it really weird people booing him now, though, because Chad Gable's not getting his chance against Gunther at WrestleMania. It's just a bit weird for me. He was like the big hero of last year. What kind of changed? It's kind of sheep mentality for me. If you still don't kind of love Sami, you're kind of now loving what WWE is almost force feeding you, essentially. But anyway, I don't really want to go on about that. No rants. We're here to talk about the pop, which is very, very cool. The honorary Oos t-shirt. You know, he's got his hands out, I guess, about to deliver one of those haluva kicks. The beard, the hair, just looks great. As I said, though, Took way too long for us to get a Sami Zayn Funko Pop, but very happy we do now have one in the WWE collection. And now we can't celebrate WrestleMania season without a WrestleMania specific Funko Pop. Check it out, guys. I grabbed the WrestleMania 30 opening toast moment. And I absolutely freaking love this moment. I still remember it like it happened yesterday, but it didn't. It happened 10 years ago. I can't believe that. WrestleMania 30, and here we are 10 years later, WrestleMania 40. It, of course, started with Hogan coming out. He was the guest host of WrestleMania 30, and then he kind of like fluffed his lines a bit, or at least he gave like the wrong stadium name, and the crowd kind of gave him crap for it. Then Austin comes out and also gives Hogan crap about it, pardon me, makes jokes about it. They talk about their legacies, their histories, being protective, being the biggest stars, etc. And then The Rock comes out. It's like, I think from what I remember, Hogan and Austin were kind of expected to be there, but The Rock wasn't, so that was so cool. And then he talked about, obviously, his big rivalry, his friendship with Austin, you know, Hogan being his childhood hero, and then, of course, they all had beers, or did their catchphrases, I should say, and then all had beers. It was just such a great moment. It was like the first 20 or 30 minutes of WrestleMania 30, but I loved it, the crowd loved it. As I said, just such a magical moment, such a magical memory. And there's one more Funko Pop to check out, guys. I picked up the recently released Michael McIntyre Funko Pop, and as you can see, I got the signed one. And for those of you watching outside of the UK, you may be asking, who on earth is Michael McIntyre? Guys, he is probably our biggest and most famous stand-up comedian. I know some may say it's Ricky Gervais. I would say, like a comedian as a whole, probably yes. You know, his success with The Office, you know, his success overseas, the shows he's made, some of his stand-up work, yes. Probably overall, Ricky Gervais probably is the biggest and most famous, but purely as a stand-up comedian, for me, it definitely is Michael McIntyre, although not my favourite overall. He's number 2 for me. My number 1 favourite, if you guys did care, Peter Kay. Freaking love that guy. Would absolutely love if they made a Peter Kay Funko Pop, because they have been doing these comedians, right? I know we've had some in the US, and we now have one here in the UK, Michael McIntyre. Even the sticker on the front, limited edition Michael McIntyre Funko exclusive. And they were selling signed variants as well. And I think it was like an extra 30 quid, if like memory serves me right, to get the signed variants. So I thought, you know what, why not? Probably not going to meet him. Even if you go to like a show of his, I don't know whether they do meet and greets. Probably doubt it. They probably just sell these at the show. So I figured, you know what, let's just grab it. Although, you know what, he has, pardon me, actually turned up at Comic-Cons here in the UK. Like, not as a guest, just going with his kids and stuff, which is very, very cool. But you don't want to bother someone when they're there with their kids, with their family on a day out, right? The pop is also really cool in his kind of... traditional, I don't know if traditional is right, but he often wears the kind of blue suit with the pink shirt. He's got the mic there, which he always has. Never has like I don't know, what are those types of mics called? You guys know what I mean, where you like pull it off, like a standing mic. I don't know, there's a more technical term. I don't really know what I'm saying. He has the ear mic, if that makes sense to you guys. You can see what I'm talking about. I'm just embarrassing myself now. Standing out there with his hands out. Yeah, if you guys have never seen Michael McIntyre, I can highly recommend him, although I guess it is still just British humour, and I guess not everyone likes or even understands British humour, but yeah, so cool he's now got a Funko Pop, and I was happy to add it to my collection, particularly the signed collection. And well, there we go, guys. That is 10 new Funko Pops unboxed and added to the collection, and that is therefore going to do it for today's video. So first and foremost, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend with me here on the Geek Lounge. It is very much appreciated, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If so, be sure to give us a thumbs up and drop some comments below out of the 10 Funko Pops I showed off today. Which one was your favourite, and what have you guys picked up recently? And as always, we've got plenty more content on the way for you guys. The usual Funko, Lego, statues, figures, and TCGs, all incoming. Make sure you stay tuned for all of that and more. What is the easiest way to stay tuned? You should know by now. Subscribe, hit click, smash that subscribe button, and enable those notifications so you don't miss out on any of that future content. Guys, thanks again for watching today's video, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, nerds!